During the Vietnam War, the Army had got a chemical, which if sprayed on the wounds of the wounded, their bleeding would stop immediately, no matter how deep the wound was. This chemical had saved the lives of thousands of people, and you will be surprised to know that this chemical is present in every house today. There are many things used in daily life which were invented by mistake and not for any purpose. First, let's look at Coca-Cola. Who knew that one stroke of the sword would create the world's most famous soft drink? Yes, this is true. This is about the year 1865 when Dr. Pemberton, who was given the rank of lieutenant colonel by the American Army, was struck by a sword on his chest during the Battle of Columbus. The wound was so painful that Dr. Pemberton started using morphine, an addictive drug which at that time could be used only when no other medicine was working. The wound got cured, but another problem arose. He was now addicted to morphine and he wanted to get rid of it. At that time, alcohol and cocaine were not considered bad. He used to buy it, and anyone could buy it and use it. He made a medicine for himself in which he added the juice of plants called cola nuts and the juice of a plant called damiana. And on top of that, there was a mixture of cocaine and alcohol. It served as an alcoholic drink, as well as a painkiller, which was named Pemberton French Wine Coca. That is, to give up one habit, he adopted another habit. After about 20 years, in 1886, a law was passed against alcohol and cocaine. The owner of the local pharmacy store told Pemberton that now he would have to remove alcohol and cocaine from his French wine Coca. For this purpose, Dr. Pemberton did some experiments in which he made a syrup only from the mixture of cola nuts and coca leaves. He did various experiments and got the owner of the pharmacy store tested, but by mistake, he added carbonated water along with the syrup in an experiment. The owner of the pharmacy liked it so much that he suggested selling it as a refreshing drink, not for headache. Now, because this drink was made by mixing cola and coca leaves. It was for this reason that it was named Coca-Cola and started being sold as a refreshing drink. The world's first Coca-Cola was sold for only 5 cents, and Pemberton knew that one day it would definitely become the national drink. The reason for his illness and bank robberies? He sold the formula of this drink to the famous businessman Asa Candler for just $238. Today, the market value of Coca-Cola is $260 billion US. Number 2, do you know during the Vietnam War, there was such a chemical which had saved the lives of thousands of injured soldiers? Doctors used to spray this chemical on the wounds of the soldiers as first aid, which dried the wounds immediately and stopped bleeding. This chemical was none other than super glue, which is available in every house today. It is present. And the most interesting thing is that super glue was also invented by mistake. During World War II, the biggest problem for the soldiers was that when they fired from their guns, the target did not hit the right place. To solve this issue, the US Army needed a target which was made of absolutely clear plastic, so that everything could be easily seen through it. To make this clear plastic, Chemical Engineers A-Team was hired that included Dr. Harry Coover. In the process of making clear plastic, they created a chemical which was more adhesive than required. Cyanoacrylate failed to work. After 9 years in 1951, Dr. Harry Coover was working at Kodak Company. While working at the company, some experiments were being done to make the canopy of the jet engine. On this occasion, Dr. Harry Coover once again introduced the cyanoacrylate to another chemist. But this time, due to excessive adhesiveness, this chemical was rejected. Coincidentally, at that time, another chemist's refractometer was broken. Then Dr. Harry Coover got the idea that he already had the solution, and it was none other than cyanoacrylate, and with the help of this chemical, they assembled their expensive refractometer in seconds. And it was at this time that Dr. Harry Coover realized that the chemical they had created would bind things together forever, and in which there is no need to heat or force it. In 1958, Kodak started selling this chemical under the name of Eastman 910, which was later known as superglue. Apart from bonding objects, superglue was also used to record fingerprints in forensic investigations. When superglue is heated, the fumes it produces react with invisible fingerprints, and within minutes, when the superglue dries and hardens, fingerprints are printed on it. Along with all these uses, in the past, superglue has also been used as first aid to stop bleeding and cuts, but this method should never be tried at home. Number 1. The greatest success of humanity has been the ability to harness fire. Ever since humans learned to control fire, they have continuously sought to simplify the process. Before the invention of matches, lighting a fire was a challenging task. Some people lit fires by rubbing stones together, while others placed a wooden stick on another piece of wood and ran it like a drill. In 1827, British pharmacist John Walker was experimenting with chemicals when serendipity struck. Accidentally, he left the stick with which he was mixing the chemicals near the bonfire in his room. Suddenly, the chemical applied to the wood immediately caught fire. This led him to invent matchsticks. The chemical mixture he used was a combination of potassium chlorate and antimony sulfide. Walker's invention was so successful that matchsticks became a staple in every household. However, he chose not to patent his invention. Instead, he started making new types of matches by copying the formula. After his death in 1899, he was recognized as the inventor of the matchstick. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for your support and see you in the next video.